Subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon to never miss an update.
I did not have stellar academics, so my graduation was a 5.67 CGPA. That's not a good CGPA, right? So it was 5 point someone that I was on. And people used to tell me, okay, you have a 5 point something, it's going to be really difficult. IIM is not something that is for you, or any of the top tier MBA colleges. But I then like jumped on the bandwagon and kept preparing regardless. My percentile at CAT was a 97.95. At XAT, it was 98.334. At IIFT, it was similar, somewhere around 97 point something. So I had 13.5, 13.5, 13.5 in all the sections. So initially, I was aiming for the new IAMs, and that is what I began. I interviewed for XLRI, MDI, and IIFT, and cleared up MDI, IIFT Kolkata, and XLRI Jamshedpur for the HRM program. I had started preparing for all the MBA examinations around 6 months before the CAT examination. Initially, I started off with some non-conventional examinations like SSC and the Bank PO examination, because all of my friends around me were doing that, and there was nobody to tell me that, okay, there is this examination called CAT, although CAT is a very popular examination and everybody does know about it, but I had more of people around me who were into government examinations. So I started appearing for their mocks, and the numbers were good enough, so I started preparing by subscribing to IMS pack of mocks, and went about analyzing each mock, bought the regular set of books that are required for the CAT examination, and just started preparing by focusing on the mocks. I did not have stellar academics, so my graduation was a 5.67 CGPA. That's not a good CGPA, right? So it was 5 point someone that I was on. And people used to tell me, okay, you have a 5 point something, it's going to be really difficult. IIM is not something that is for you, or any of the top tier MBA colleges. But I then like jumped on the bandwagon and kept preparing regardless. That is a different ball game altogether. IIFT is really different. So you should also keep on preparing for these exams specifically. And so did I do. And landed up in XLRI finally. This is my story. This is how I ended up in an MBA college. I was not like in for that, because there was a very small time period I started preparing for these MBA exams, and everybody around me was telling me, it's not possible to do so with a job, because I had a full-time job and did not get enough time to do so. So my sole focus was on appearing for a mock. I used to appear for one mock in a week, and then spend the rest of the days in the week to just improvise on my weak areas, and analyze where I went wrong. Was I taking a lot of time in one of the sections? Am I lagging behind in one of the sections? So maths was the core area I was very weak in. Like and CAT got screwed up because of that section itself, because that was the toughest section during the CAT I appeared for. And that I specifically worked on for DILR section and the con section. Verbal section, I was only looking at I was reading news stories from the Guardian, from N by Times. I was reading some passages here and there. I was also preparing for the GRE. So it was a eclectic mix of examinations. There were government examinations, there was the GRE, there was IELTS, and then there was ZAT and IFT and the other MBA examinations. Because I was also appearing for the GRE, and I ended up scoring a 330 out of 340 there. So the verbal section was more or less sorted. And the preparation scheme was just going through the regular opinion section of the international newspapers, going through passages here and there. almost all the MBA examinations have the same syllabus, have the same material you have to refer to, with the exception of the decision making section in that. So that's something that's not there in the other examinations. And then there is the GK section, which is not there in the other examinations, with the exception of IIFT that has the GK section too. So there is a lot of overlap, I would say. Everything is same, the material is same, the kind of questions are just same. Only thing that is different is the number of questions or the time limit, or the basic rule book you have to adhere to for each examination. So I would say if you are preparing for the GRE, you have an edge in the verbal section if you are doing so through material that people usually refer to during the GRE examination. If you are preparing for the CAT examination, the con section and the DILR section is more or less taken care of. I will talk specifically about that. Just focus on the decision making section, subscribe to mocks. So there are not a lot of providers that offer that specific mocks, but then there are some. I referred to IMS mocks. They had a set of 5 that mocks. Just refer to that specific mocks, look at the last year papers. So on the official side, you will get the last year papers, and focus on the decision making section, because it has almost a similar weightage to the other sections. It's something unique to that. And a lot of people get it wrong. They think, okay, this is a decision making section. I am an ethical soul. I do know how to act in ethical situations. And in the end, they end up getting a very low score and not passing the cutoff for the decision making section. The question that got repeated in my that examination, I knew that the question was there, but I did not know the answers. So I did not go through the answer key. I just prepared for the mock and skimmed through the last year papers. And then I was basically repenting there. Okay, I know this question was there in the last year papers, but I haven't prepared for it. I do not know the actual answers, and a lot of other people would. So I would be at a disadvantage over there. So just validate when you are appearing for a mock or appearing for the last year exam, that what you are doing is right. So apparently in the decision making section, or any other section for that matter, when you are appearing for the last year papers and you do not have a key with you, your answer will seemingly be right, but it might be wrong. So just go through the answer key as well. Think about why the question was framed in this manner, why the answer is so. And also definitely go through some basic guidelines for the decision making section, and keep practicing. Practice with do a detailed practice. Like when you read a question, jot down the stakeholders, do a basic situation analysis, see if you go for an option, who is not satisfied, who is going to be benefited from the decision you are making. Check if you are making an extreme choice. Are you only running after profit? So a lot of people think that, okay, this is an organization, this question, the options that are there should be something that's profitable for the company. But in an ethical dilemma, it's not mandatory that you go for something that's only going to profit the company. It might be a short-term loss for the company, but a long-term benefit for it. So do some detailed practice for the questions. Don't just read the question and then think of, okay, ye wala answer sahi hoga. Do a very detailed analysis of each question, so that you have all the you have your war chest ready in the actual examination. GK section, that's also unique to the ZAT and a few other exams. So don't prepare for it. I wouldn't say don't prepare for it. Put in a minimal amount of time out there, because I have seen people with a 0 or a single digit score making it to XLRI. So don't spend a lot of time in the GK section. Just do some basic skimming of latest news articles when you are appearing for the ZAT. See, once I was done with the CAT, everybody else is like chilling. Like mostly people do not have that motivation left to appear for another examination, and then for another, and then for another, because there's a lot of gap in ZAT or the IFT and the CAT, more than a month or so. So even if you plan on going derailing for a while, don't do that for an extended period of time. Take 3-4 days off, or a week off, or perhaps at a max 10 days off, and then get back to what you were planning to do. Look at that specific preparation, talk to seniors, bring back your motivation. Just don't screw it up at the last moment. Don't lose that motivation, bring it back somehow, and that's it. And all the best.
Hi guys, Inside IM has come up with an exciting new one-on-one mentorship product where you get to interact with superstar managers from different businesses, different functions. You can ask them everything around your career, your education, your future success. If you are interested, the link is in the description below. Thanks.